Good evening, everyone. Welcome to episode 15 of the Thrillers Global podcast. I'm your host, CJ, alongside me, co-host Liam. How are you?
How are you, CJ?
Good, thank you. Thanks for joining us. And just
Thank
some
you.
quick housekeeping stuff for everyone listening. You can check us out on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Apple Podcasts. Everything is in the link in our Instagram, and you can also follow Liam's page, Olympiakos under Oz7. That's AUS and the number 7. And just make sure you follow us. Keep up to date on everything. We post all our daily stuff with everything happening with Olympiakos, transfers, news, results, games, and whatnot. So make sure you keep in touch. Also subscribe on YouTube and hit the bell so you're notified when we go live. You'll also be notified on Instagram. That's enough of that. We'll just get to the game from this morning. 1-1 against Atromitos at the Peristeri Stadium. Now, this was a wasted opportunity, to be honest. Not only did we drop points, but so did Panathinaikos. They lost 3-0 to PAOK. However, nothing's over yet. We're still in a very close proximity to the league. Panathinaikos are crumbling. We guessed this from a while back. I'll go into the game shortly since you did the last game, Liam, but just your quick thoughts on the 1-1 draw.
The first thing I want to say is I think we lack wingers. And we talk about how well we play, how we've been playing the last few weeks. Maybe not so the last 2 weeks, but the few weeks before that, the month after the World Cup break. And I think it just shows now that not every game is going to suit having a BL, James, and Fortunis as a three. There's going to be times where we need pace on the wing. We need players who can just run it. The defenders and cause problems, get the ball in, like a Podence would used to do, even like Gary Rodriguez can sort of do right now. And yeah, some games it's just not going to work, that three sort of floating around the middle, and against the lower teams, the sides that sit off a lot, it can obviously definitely work. We saw it with the Olympiakos, we played really well. We saw it with Volos. We've seen it with a lot of teams.
Yeah, definitely.
But no, we need that. We need a proper winger that for these types of games. You just tell they defended very narrow, and we needed to attack through the wings, and I don't know, the way we play is also quite narrow in attack. So yeah, that's what I think. But yeah, we didn't play too well today again. It's been a few performances now in a row we haven't played too well. That's football. Still going to be happy with how we've come back after the break, but expect more today. We could have lost as well, as we spoke about before, which I'm sure you're going to get into now. So I'll leave it to you to analyse.
Yeah, definitely. We are lacking a winger with pace. We did defend pretty narrow, but not only that, when we would recover the ball from the back, it was a very slow build-up. And even though we have the talent on the ball, going forward, it's just too slow. And we were getting caught out. I don't know if Chris Coleman is doing something really good with Atromitos, or we just played pretty poor. That they look pretty dangerous.
Chris Coleman, mate.
Yeah, yeah. We remember the Wales 2016 thing, but look,
yeah.
it took about, I think, 15, 20 minutes for Olympiakos to really warm up, get something going for them, and by the time halftime came, the fans, they weren't happy. Just reading everything online. We had plenty of opportunities as well. But to be honest, apart from the Bakambul and like one or two chances here, there was nothing really like clear cutthroat. It was, I don't know. Personally, I don't think Bakambul is really settling as well. It is his first season, so I'll give him a break. But in the second half, when El Arabi came off, he's slowed down heaps. We need to strengthen up front. We need to strengthen the wing.
The thing is with
wings as
Bakambul,
well.
sorry to interrupt you. You can say that, but he's scored in like pretty much every single game for the last 6-7 games now. So he's doing his job. We can't deny
Yeah,
that. Of course, that's what he got in for. But I know what you mean.
I
He
think
sometimes gives
we're used to El Arabi dropping back, holding the
yeah.
ball, like a bit of trickery, a nice pass. Bakabu doesn't necessarily have that in his locker.
Yeah, they're different players.
He's getting the goals. He's getting the goals, but I think the wingers as well. Like we lost Randelovic. I wish we kept him. Honestly, I wish we did.
Probably.
I was joking around with my dad this morning where we watched the game. We're like, get on Yakuro on there. We need some pace. Even though it's a chaos, but he did have the pace. But in the first half, Pascalakis as well with a massive save. This guy, honestly, is the best goalkeeper in the league right now.
Right, he's also a best player this season. So you could almost say, or at least since he joined, he's been our best player since that point.
Yeah, definitely. And I think Vashlik's back from injury, but I don't think you don't take Pascalakis out in this form.
No chance. I think he's solidified himself, and they will look to keep him now for the next few seasons as well if he keeps playing like this. That's for sure.
Another frustrating thing as well. We were leading for I think 9 minutes. That was a real frustrating thing, and we're discussing off camera a little bit about Atromitos, their goal. It was a pretty poor pass out of defense, trying to think back at the goal. However, the way Atromitos were attacking us, we were lucky not to lose this game, but we were also lucky not to win. It was just one of those games, FIFA, one team attacks, almost scores, the other attacks, almost scores. But this was definitely a game where Olympiakos should have been dominating. These are the teams we need to dominate because we're going to struggle. Not struggle. We're going to have a run for our money against teams like PAOK, AEK, Panathinaikos, especially PAOK and AEK because they've picked up really good form. Well, PAOK more recently. AEK have been on good form for a majority of the season.
We'll talk about the other teams in a bit. But
we'll talk about
I was going to ask you one question.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts on again subbing Fortounis off for Masouras at halftime?
I can understand it because we needed pace down the flanks. We needed something, but Fortounis was playing really well. I don't agree with the change. It was if he was going to do that, it just came way too early. If anything, there was more of a case for Gary Rodriguez to come on than Masouras.
Yeah, I thought Fortounis was doing quite well as well the first half. That's why I understand why he wanted to bring Masouras on, as we spoke about before, with creating a bit more width or whatever. But I don't know. Maybe if it should have been Fortounis, or maybe he for some reason keeps BL on the whole game, every game pretty much. He's the last. He goes Fortounis is always the one to come off first. Then it's James, then it's BL, which is quite interesting.
Yeah, I think BL was maybe one of our better players, so I can understand him.
No, he was good today. He was very good today. Anyways, it's a bit of an odd one. Oh.
Yeah, at the same time, I don't feel the 4-4-2 was really working. We were caught. We were just narrow defending, and again, just going up was real slow. We need to sort it out, and. But the second half as well. Let me read. I can't remember who else came on. It was I think Summer Circle. Yeah, Summer Circle did come off actually. Summer Circle. I mean, I could understand that they just wanted to throw bodies at the front, but look, I mean, it's over now. It's 1-1. It is what it is. If this was like closer towards the end of the season, I would be a bit more upset about it. We didn't lose. We got the point. It's a shame because Panathinaikos did lose as well, so we could have been, I think, 4 points behind. We're 6 points now, but doesn't matter. We also had about 3-4 games within 2 weeks or so. So, Liam, I think you're muted.
Oh, sorry.
There you go.
I forgot to click that.
No, you're right. again, we did have about 3 or 4 games in a row within 2 weeks, so could understand some players being a bit tired as well. But we do have the depth. Maybe I don't know, Gasami could have come in as well, maybe for something. Who knows? Who knows? Doesn't matter.
Maybe. Yeah. Just quickly, I think we should talk about the other teams because it's for the first time in years, it's close. It's important now. The title. It feels like there's a lot of pressure on every game. If every game feels like a must-win match,
it does feel like a must-win. So as it stands, Olympiakos are 4th with 39. We're tied with PAOK. They're 3rd with 39. AEK sitting 2nd on 44. And the Painters 45 first.
Yeah, I don't see Panathinaikos winning. I don't think anyone sees them winning from this point.
No.
Maybe with a bit of help from Epos, their only chance. But no,
they'll get a couple penalties in the 141st minute.
They've come back and they do not look like a side at all. They don't look like how they won't even like. I still think AEK's been the best team all season, but they were a good side the first half. They're crumbling now. They've lost their momentum. Getting hammered at home. At Leo
PAOK as well.
To PAOK, conceding 3 for the first time this season. Just by the way, just very quickly, that Yannis Kostandelias, I know what his last name is, Kostandelias, I think. Yeah. He's a great player. Great player. 19-year-old Greek kid, center attacking mid, and just quietly, he's the replacement for Fortounis in the Ethnic Mother. He looks like a real player. I watched the highlights of that game, and I've seen him throughout the season. He looks like the real deal. He looks like he could be a player that really replaces whoever we've got there now, Bacaseta, Fortuny, whoever you want to think about as being there. He's the future for the attack of our Ethnic Mother.
Well, hopefully,
hopefully he doesn't score against us, but other than that.
Two things on that. First of all, I think Olympiakos should go out and do what, Bayern Munich do. So just pick out the best Greek players in the league and snatch them up.
Yeah.
Because it's also a shame, like, these players need to grow, and if the teams don't get into competitions in Europe, then, they leave Greece, they don't play there, so they grow elsewhere. But that's a whole other debate at the moment.
But yeah, PAOK looking really good, CJ. They've come back.
They've definitely picked it up.
They're playing good football as well, from everything I'm reading, everything I'm seeing. And the fans are happy. They will challenge us for the second place, that's for sure. Because I don't think we're finishing first. I really think AEK is by far the best team this season. But we still have a chance, obviously. But yeah, I think AEK will win it. And I think it's between us and PAOK for second. With the way Panathinaikos play right now, I really don't see him. I see him finishing 4th, really, to be honest.
4th. That's a big drop from where.
Oh, look at them, man!
From where they were just like a month ago.
The only results they've gotten since we've come back is 90+ minute penalties to get a draw or a win, man.
Yeah, and with that bullshit with Basyan and that.
We won't talk about any of that, but they're not looking good. I'm telling you, I don't think they're going to finish in the top 2, maybe 3rd.
Wow. Well, it's definitely one of the tightest league races we've seen in a very long time.
Yeah.
Because Aris, they're a bit out of reach. They're on 31 points, 5th. But who knows? We honestly, how we were at the start of the season, I didn't expect Olympiakos to be where they are now, and they're one of the hottest teams in form in the league at the moment. I had it up here. They haven't lost in 15 matches, Olympiakos. So that's a very big round of applause to Mitchell and obviously the players as well, because compared to where we were a few months ago, the Olympiakos more like it that we like to see.
Yeah, 100%.
Moving on from the 1-1 with Atromitos, we got but we have a new signing. Ramon, if that's his name, left back from Brazil. He's just joined us from Liam. Which team did he join us from?
Flamengo.
Flamengo. There you go. Flamengo. Same as
You know
what a name.
Flamengo. You know Flamengo.
Yeah. The red and
Rafinha joined us, yeah.
Gala Rafinha. Could you tell us a bit about Ramon, Ram Dog?
Yeah, obviously we don't have the expert stats like Gate 7 International with the blocks and everything they put up the other day. But no, he's a left back, as we know. Finally a replacement for Albachuk. Finally like a replacement that can actually play and isn't on the Slovakia every day. He has a market value of 2.5 million, which is pretty good. We bought him for 1.5 million euros. And he's 21 years old. Contract until June 2027. So that's about 4 seasons from now. So it's a 4-year deal. 4.5-year deal actually, to be exact.
Yeah.
Which means that he's a long-term option for us. And I think they'll be looking to do what we sort of did with Simika, get him in the squad, young kid. He'll probably, hopefully grow and then maybe sell him off in a few years' time for a lot of money. And he looks like a good solid replacement. I mean, we can read into his stats in the Brazilian leagues and stuff, but I don't really know anything about the South American leagues because he's only stayed in Brazil. He has been in Brazil his entire career. He's not moved out of Brazil. This is his first time in Europe. This is his first time anywhere outside his home country. So it's a bit hard to analyze what he's going to bring to the side, but he looks like a promising player with a lot of potential, and apparently he can play as a left midfielder as well if needed. So we will see how that goes.
Beautiful, and he's a young fellow, 22, is it?
21.
21. Beautiful. There you go.
Yeah,
much needed. Because speaking of which, Repchuk. Last we heard, Bologna. Were interested in signing 4.5 million. They were bidding, but there's been no advancements on that as of yet. We haven't heard anything, and it's been a couple weeks. He's obviously been playing. He obviously played the game. I can't remember who. I think it was against Atromitos, was it? When
he's played every game.
Since, yeah.
He obviously didn't play in the cup against Aris, so that's about it.
Yeah. Well, who knows what's happening there? Would you? What are your views, Liam? Would you want Repchuk to depart? Do you want him to stay?
Well,
so say you're Mighty Nakis, you got the 4.5 offer. Just yes or no?
Oh, for that money he's going. But
the
thing is, I think the reason he's going to stay is I think he's going to be the backup, man. I hope he's the backup. I hope he does a start over this Arbon guy, Ray Dog, as we're going to call him from this point onwards. I don't know. I don't think Michel trusts Marcelo. That's why he's brought Ramon in. And I think Ramon will probably be the main one, and Repchuk might be the sub for the rest of the season until Olympiakos want to get rid of him. CJ, I wish I could tell you what these guys are thinking, man. They've got some of the decisions just baffle me. I'm not even going to get into what's going on there.
Well, look, the whole Marcelo thing, I don't want to get into because that's so disappointing. But he scored how many goals? 4 or 5 for us.
He's playing well. I don't. Doesn't matter. Let's just
Asta. For me, without Repchuk, that's the most money we're ever going to get for him. If it was my way, he would have been benched for 2 years and would have had either Leidner or back then found a proper left back. Not proper. I
wish
someone did better. He's the perfect bench left back.
I wish Leidner was just given a proper chance, but hopefully he plays well on loan and comes back to us.
Yeah, well, speaking of Leidner, he's gone on loan to Austria, Wayne, whatever it's called. But hopefully he gets some game time and he's ready. I don't think there's an option to buy.
No. I was about to say that. No option to buy.
an option to buy, so that's all good. But yeah, good luck to him, and I hope it works out.
We'll be watching him closely, that's for sure, because we rate him highly here on the podcast.
I think all Olympiakos fans rate him.
Yeah, everyone wants to see him get a chance, so let's hope he kills it over there and comes back. We're ready to go.
100%.
That'd be an insane left back pairing, Lina, Ramon, and they push each other like Kutris and Simikas back in the day when Simikas was breaking on the scene.
Yeah, definitely. And our defense is so solid right now. And what a name. Oh, man, what a right back.
Yeah, he is looking promising.
He's looking very good. He's a freaking engine. He doesn't stop running. He's just a gun. Run for days. Alrighty. Pretty much I think there's no more with
the Kipelo.
The Kipelo. So, I think it's Thursday, 4:30 in Australia. Second leg of the quarterfinal. The Greek Cup. Aris take on Olympiakos. We are leading 1-0 on aggregate. And correct me if I'm wrong. The away goal still stands.
I do not believe it does. I think it's extra time.
Did they scrap it?
I'm pretty sure they did.
Because I'm pretty sure last year the away goal still stood.
Yeah, I think they scrapped it. But
or did they scrap it?
Don't fully trust me on it. I'm pretty sure they did though.
Okay, well, regardless.
Nothing secured at the moment.
Nothing secured. So we are going in 1-0 in front. And again, haven't lost in 15 matches, but one stat, Aris are unbeaten at home in 7 games. So they're going in a bit of form at home, and we're going to have a run for our money for sure. It's going to be a tough game up there. It's always a tough game in
It is.
In Thessaloniki.
Unbeaten in 7 games, they're about to lose twice in 4 days at home to us, and then to AEK on the weekend.
Yeah, well, I mean, their last 2 losses have been to Olympiakos as well in the last 5. Well,
and just quickly, what a goal by us in the cup. Androutos, great play. That guy, he's such a weird player. He'll pop off for like 2 games, and you won't see him for a few months. He'll come back in because someone gets injured. He'll play well, then he'll start playing shit. It's just, he's just there. And he does his thing.
I swear, he's had such a roller coaster, like last 2 or 3 years. Journey.
Yeah.
So is
great assist.
Yeah, definitely. Liam, what would you do for this game? Would you rotate the squad heavily? Would you swap a couple players out? Well, how would you approach this game?
I'd go the exact same way he went to win at Karaiskaki. I think most of our backup options are pretty good, pretty solid players. I trust pretty much most of our backup players, like Sabaseku, who played the midfield. Kasabi did well. Masuras is fine. Alarabi, like Zolakis, everyone, they're all good enough to be playing. I think Doi played. Doi started.
We had Vrusai, Doi, Retsos, Adrutsos. At the back, Huang Samaseku in the mid. Masuras, Kasami, Rodriguez, and Arabi. I'd probably go with the same thing.
It's a fine.
Solakis needs the game time as well, so.
Yep, all
definitely good. Yeah. And I think Kamara played for Aris. No.
Abubakar. I was going to say
Abubakar, yeah. No, I think Agibul's gone. I don't know.
Yeah.
Long gone, but it doesn't matter. There's not much else to say. It's going to be very interesting because I think Aris are going to come out all guns blazing. They're going to be very difficult.
Because they're not really playing much anymore in the season. Like I think they're a bit too far behind to catch any of the top 4.
The thing is, I think Aris would have been much closer if they didn't sack their coach. Alan Pardew is just the most ridiculous
joke.
freaking.
No, they've got a good. You know what's also a problem with Aris? They have no great players in the squad, man.
I think
they're
they have
a joke
one.
like that. Like, where's their development? Like, I'll be enjoying watching them do shit because I don't like anything that the club's doing at the moment, really. There.
Well, I'm actually gonna look into their squad right now because I'm very curious.
Whilst you're doing that, can I say one thing that I think we should mention and pay a bit of respect to here?
Yeah.
In the Greek Cup, the last 8, a team from my local area in Greece, local city in Greece, Sedis, a team called Apollon Paralimniou in the Grama Ethniki, which is now actually the fourth, which is actually now in the 4th division of Greece.
Yeah.
Because they've done the Super League 1, Super League 2 sort of thing.
Mhm.
They're in the last day of the Cup quarter-final. They lost 2-1 to Lamia in the first leg. Still a chance. They're in the Grama
All to play
Ethniki,
for.
5th, 6th on the ladder. Like, imagine the
love
team
to
from
see
the
it.
Grama Ethniki. You should see their pitch. It's like a local, like, Sunday pitch you'd probably go watch in Sydney, man, like NPL
Yeah.
tier. Even less, like, state. Do you have state leagues in Sydney?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, you'd be like that sort of level. Not level, but like pitch standard. And they could be playing a team like, Panathinaikos lost to PAOK as well. They could be playing a team like PAOK, Aris, Ike. So it's very good to see. Hopefully they beat Lamia.
I think all football fans love to see it. A good
story.
underdog story right there. But then there's always the one
it's just funny, man, because they're mid-table in the Grama Ethniki. They're not even first. They're mid-table. They're doing shit. So I don't know how they've done it.
Can I ask you, do you keep up to date with all that stuff? Like the Olympiakos and all that?
I look out for like my local teams, like mum's family side is from Ladisa, dad's side's from Sedis. Panathinaikos, another Sedis team, lost to Ike 3-0 in the last day. But no, I look out for those. Like
what about
clubs. How about you?
Well, I'm obviously a massive Olympiakos fan, but my family's from Crete, so I do like Offi as well.
Fair enough.
But my papu as well is from Komotini, so he used to go watch Panathinaikos quite a lot.
Okay,
well.
yeah.
But he's a massive fan as well. So
okay.
I don't know. I haven't seen Panathinaikos in ages, so I was just a bit curious where they were.
Well, most people in Greece are like they support one of the big 4 or 5, and then they also like look out for their local team and support their local team a bit as well. That's like a lot of what the Greeks do. Because you just look at the difference. Like all the top 5 teams are getting 15,000 plus seats. The rest get like 2,000-3,000 max. So yeah, there's just
Yeah. Well, just looking at the Aris squad, apart from a couple youngsters, and I'm talking really young, they don't really have many Greeks. All up, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 Greeks.
Yeah, no good.
But I think they're in like the Vita or something. Regardless, 4:30 Thursday in Australia, Aris take on Olympiakos. What's your prediction for that?
I don't know. I'll just be positive and say we're going to win 1-0 again.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a 1-0 for that one. I think that about does that for the Aris game. Speaking of appreciation, I'm going to say it again, Socrates and Doi at the back. Just
we're loving it. We're loving
amazing.
it, mate.
We're loving it. I wish Socrates was like 4 years younger, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
I think that about wraps it up. I think for
and one final question before you go. Can we get a big update on the big Christos? Where's he been located? He hasn't made an appearance in 2 months. We're missing you, man.
Christos is MIA for the time being, but fingers crossed. Thursday night, if we stream, he should join us.
He'll be back. That's good.
What's going on in the Cypriot League? Buffos is coming first.
Buffos, mate. Buffos. My cousin's family's from there.
No way. Jeez.
What's it called? It's insane. He didn't like what I said the other day on the chat. Stirred him up a little bit. He's a big Upper Wales supporter. I was saying how Buffos are going to win it.
Well, I'm just looking here. Buffos are third, 3 points behind first, which is AEK.
Okay, so it's close. Everything's close this season. This is a good season, like everywhere, man.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Especially the Greek League's very exciting. Hence why I'm trying to watch most of the games.
That's it.
So as it sits, Olympiakos are fourth, tied with third, which is PAOK. Bakambu is our top scorer. Huang, our top assister, with Rodriguez and El Arabi. And I think Rodriguez, James has been one of our best player. I don't care what anyone says. Alrighty.
With Pascalaki.
With Pascalaki, yeah, definitely. And we signed James Rodriguez on a contract extension, so he's here next year. 100%.
Yep.
Beautiful.
But we did?
I think we did. Is it did?
I don't think we did. I think it was just that he stayed past this window because I was interested in.
Well, if we could get,
I could be wrong.
Could be wrong. If we could get into Champions League, 100% he should stay.
Oh, he'll stay. Yeah, he'll stay.
Yeah. Or at least Europa League. Do you know if the winner of the Greek Cup goes to Europa League automatically?
I don't think so. I think it's a Conference League qualification.
Automatic or qualifying?
No, there's no qualifiers. I'm pretty sure you have to check that as well. It changes every year, so it's confusing.
Yeah, it was going to change next year as well because of
how shit
how shit the Greek teams did this year. Anyway, that's about a wrap, I reckon, for tonight. Not much to talk about. There hasn't been much news.
That's it.
Thanks everyone for joining. Again, you could check out this episode replay on YouTube. You could check it out on Spotify when it goes up. Apart from that, I'm Olympiakos. On to the next game against Aris, and we'll see you on Thursday. Good night.
See you guys.